What's up, everybody? It's your girl Rachel, and I have another amazing guest on What's Up Dallas Magazine's YouTube show. It's T Pretty Smile. How you doing, girl?
Girl, what's going on? How you doing, Rachel Rach?
Girl, I'm surviving. Life has been happening, but whew, as you know, things just happen. We just gotta roll with it.
Thanks.
So
Life be lifing.
Oh, yes, it really does. So I'm just like really elated to have you on my show right now. Like I'm super excited to be able to connect with you because girl, I see you all over social media at these movie premieres. Tell me about that.
Yes, girl. These movie premieres have been so much fun. Like just being in the room with phenomenal actors and directors, and then knowing that you guys are in the same circle, it's just an overwhelming fulfilling sometimes. But I really enjoy myself, like to be able to step back from podcasting sometimes and dip into the interviews. I mean, it's so much fun because I get to be a little bit more playful
Uh-huh.
and a little bit more personal with people. So I'm loving it. We just finished I Got You Forever, where I happened to see you. It was great. I need to check out your interview.
Mhm.
But we was on behind the scene with I Got You Forever, and we actually got to me and the team got to be on set for some of the scenes, and it was so much fun just to be able to see the process. So to be welcomed back to do the red carpet was just everything and more. It was totally fun. We got to do per 30 as well, with Tyrone Betters, and it's like a house party when Tyrone's around. We definitely have a lot of fun. So just being able to dip into the movie scene and be able to see these actors and watch them grow, it's great. It is great.
That's amazing. And I just see you having so much fun. So yeah, going back to that I Got You Forever premiere, like that was pretty lit, wasn't it? I mean, am I allowed to use
Yeah.
that word anymore? Am I allowed to use that word? Like that was a pretty
Look, you can use lit. You can use lit.
Okay, it's still in our generation. Okay, that's good. No,
No,
it
it
was
was.
an opportunity. I really loved it. Mhm.
I had a great time. Especially being able to, me and you both work with A-List Studio, Melvin. And so to be able to interview him was, I mean, we see him all the time. We do business, of course, but it's different when you get to actually have those people from that's always behind the scenes or behind the camera to come in the forefront. It's just like with Fred, JFL Production. I had the opportunity to finally interview him, and it's so much fun. Like I said, we're with these people all the time in the same circles, but to be able to sit down and interview them, it's great because you get to see them grow. And this is something that for Fred and JFL, like he's been wanting to do, photography and videography on movies. And so to be able to interview him in his element was just so much fun to see and be a part
Uh,
of.
I know. It's like whenever you get to be a part of a movie, like you get to see it, from the beginning and then in the middle and then the finish, and then you get to see like everything come together for a completed piece. It's like
Yes.
it's a new level of appreciation. And
Mm-hmm.
and I resonate with that. So I actually I saw a movie premiere. Not only I Got You Forever, but there was another movie premiere that I went to, and it's like I was like, wow, like we all did that. Like we really did. I'm still waiting for two movies that I've been in to come out. So I'm
Oh
super excited to
wow.
see the finished product. But I also have like a great appreciation for the creative process, the film
Yes.
team, how much patience, the editing, Lord have mercy, and then also having to remember lines for a movie scene. Whew,
I don't see how you
um,
do it. I don't see how you do it. I don't.
I'm thankful for breaks. I'm thankful for breaks and also mirrors so I can write my lines. So any
You know what? I'm gonna have to take that. If I get on, I'm gonna have to take that idea because I want to get into like having my face here and there in the movies and do things. But I'm scared I'm not gonna remember my lines, and especially with Curia, like my mind sometimes does not remember things. So I just be sitting there like, okay, like my team, they'll be like, hey, so you want to ask this, you want to do that, and I'm like. Y'all know I'm not gonna remember that, right? So let me freestyle like I typically do.
Yeah.
So
Basically, I'm gonna improv what you're telling me to remember, but I'm gonna remember what I remember, and that's what we're gonna go with. Yeah.
exactly. We're gonna throw some sauce on there and we're gonna call it a day. Like
That's great. So that would be like a new episode of whose line is it anyway? Basically, you're just gonna you watch that show?
yes.
Amazing. I love that show. I love improv. It's so amazing. Oh my gosh. Like I have such an appreciation for all the actors in the industry. Like there's so many in DFW and you know almost everybody.
No, not everybody. I want to
Uh,
know everybody, but I
but
do. I've been able to rub shoulders with some really talented people, and
you
they push me to go harder because just taking Yana for example, Yana who's a movie director, producer, writer, she is such a dope female and inspiration. Like I was able to be on set and see her do her thing, and then to see the movie, it's like, girl, you got talent. Like, don't stop what you're doing. And the movies are so, so good. And I just appreciate, her for letting me be a part of the experience. I had a dope time.
Yes. I'm so glad that you're really enjoying all the time, especially since last time we connect, it was a very, very emotional interview
Yes.
we had. Very on point. Oh my gosh. I was just like, wow. Like I was still watching it after we did it. And I was like, wow, like we really talked about that. That was really hard, but we did it.
We did it. We got deep, Rach.
We did. We did. And I thank you for also referring me over to the church event that we did. Being a guest speaker about domestic violence and being a survivor. That opened so many doors for me.
Really, I hate I didn't get to go because of my career. Sometimes I'm not able to make certain events, and that one just happened to be my first one of the year actually. So, but I was really really having a tough time that morning. I had so bad headaches and such, and it was really horrible. And I was like, I'm gonna push through, and I tried, but I couldn't even get out to see light. So, but I'm
Yeah.
so glad you went and had a good time.
Girl, I had a great time, but I did say a prayer for you before I went up on stage.
Thank
Like
you.
it was my one opportunity to actually speak in front of an audience about being a survivor of domestic violence.
Mhm.
Um, I did my very first interview with Joseph Roberts, which I just shared the link with you like just a few minutes ago on your messenger.
Uh-huh.
Um, Basically telling like the basis of my story that a lot of people don't know about. So I
That's
am. I even mentioned I mentioned you in there that we had our interview and that you were talking to me about forgiveness for
mhm.
people and that you said you also were struggling with that and
Yeah.
I resonated with that like a long time ago. I was like, has that really helped you since then? Have you found more peace about it?
It really has. It's really played a big factor in these last couple of weeks, to be honest. And so I thank you for that because I needed that, and you were just such a fresh air because you didn't judge. You actually gave me info, helped me out, and I really appreciate that. And you let me be real, and that was the real deal. It wasn't. I didn't have to dress it up for you. I didn't have to worry about what I was saying. It all flowed. And I just thank God because I felt like it was the moment for me to be there and it was the reason for me to be there. Not just the interview, but it was healing. And I thank you so, so much.
Oh, baby, that's all God. God just works his way through people. You just never know who you're
Amen.
going to connect with. So I'm thankful to God for that and that you're finding forgiveness is something that we have to do for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a beautiful thing. And I was going to ask you, so with your Kyria, for a lot of people who don't know from that interview, um, what has what have you been struggling with lately that has anything happened lately that has been new to you with the diagnosis, or is it all pretty much what you've experienced before?
It's pretty much what I've experienced before, as far as, headaches, and they're not just regular headaches. It really feels like someone's hitting you with a bat and you cannot move.
Mhm.
But it's been steady. I haven't had as many episodes this year, which
Mhm.
is very good. Because usually it's really tough around allergy season for some reason,
Oh,
because people get a lot of pressure in their nose and things, and it
yeah.
gets right up in here in your head. So for me, it's been going okay, besides that one incident where I couldn't attend somewhere. But other than that, Kyria is a serious issue, and it's affecting my speech,
Mhm.
which is, a lot of people don't know that about me. But I'll give y'all a little nugget. I actually sometimes have a fear of speaking.
Mhm.
um and people be like, "What, you so natural?" And I'm like, it be the ones you don't think, who struggle with that. But
Yeah.
I literally have to, sometimes I have to watch, things, different segments. I've looked at your magazine sometime, I've looked at your shows, I've seen Moet shows, and I go and I just try to do like a popcorn with myself, like impromptus with myself, to work on my speech.
Yeah.
Because I know how it feels to feel awkward. And I
Mhm.
don't want no one to ever feel like that, especially when they come on my show, which is why I'm always bubbly. I'm trying to make sure that, everyone's comfortable as possible, because I don't never want no one to feel like they're awkward, because I know how that feels. I used to have a fear when I talk that people are looking at me like, what is she saying? What's she trying to say? So now I'm just in the habit of where I'll talk over with Fred, or JFL. I'll sit there and I'll do impromptus with myself. I'll watch something just to kind of help my speech, keep going. Just like a training, training a wheel. You got to keep oiling it. You got to keep oiling it, and that's something that I do to help myself with my speech.
And that's beautiful. Thank you for being so transparent about that too. Because I mean, we're all about, talking. You said real raw, let's talk. So, I mean, transparency is something that, we should always have, especially when we're talking to people and we're starting to learn something new about them. So, I mean, I really do admire you for
Oh,
your path and for you keeping going with what you're doing and not giving up. Because like you are just like you need your flowers still, even though
thanks,
last time
Ray.
I was like, I really gotta get her some flowers because she needs some.
Thank you, Rachel. You're so sweet.
Aw. Well, I mean, I'm just really, I really love you as a friend, and I love you as a professional connection. I think my soul resonates with yours because we've been through it.
A lot.
Let's
Yeah.
just be honest. We've been through it. So, I would like to know, and for our audience out there, you having a talk show with Real Raw Let's Talk, um, what is your next step for Real Raw Let's Talk for 2024? Because it's coming up.
It's sure too fast.
Hmm.
Too fast. It sure is.
Yes.
Um, my next things for 2024, honestly, I want to be able to bring Real Raw to a forefront of actual radio personnel, like a radio show. I've always had that vision before I started Real Raw Let's Talk. I was like, my podcast, I want these conversations to be out there. I actually go through and choose conversations that we haven't talked about in the world, that's just, we cover it up with a blanket and keep it pushing. I'm all about pushing the envelope. And some people don't like that, and I feel like that's why we're sometimes in a predicament that we're in, because we're not having these conversations.
Right.
Um so I for next year, I'm hoping, that's fast around the corner, but you never know who's in position and who can put you in position, or you never know what God has planned for you. Because
Mm,
from a year ago, I didn't see myself doing interviews. I didn't see myself continuing to do the podcast or pop-up shops, and it literally blossomed into so much more. I never saw myself doing red carpet. So that all came within a year, 6 months to a year. So I don't know if it's impossible to say, I'm not going to have a radio station. I hope. I really do. Because I really want to have conversations, interview other people, interview, not just celebrities, but everyone. We
mm.
all have a story to tell. We all have things we need to say and cover and get out. So I eventually hope that I, have a radio station.
Oh, that's amazing. And I hope that for you too. Like I feel, you know what? This is kind of I'm glad you said that too, like having a radio station. I think there's so many great podcasts in DFW right now that are really making an impact on the Metroplex. I mean, what if we actually had one channel that was dedicated to each hour somebody has their own podcast on that channel? Okay,
That
now
would
see,
be
that would be amazing. That would be epic. Epic. I would be all of
epic. You spoke it
yeah.
first, Rach. Let's make it happen.
I'm gonna research that just because I said it. Let's see if we can make that happen.
Right? That would
Yes,
be cool. What's
man.
next for you? What's next for What's Up Dallas?
Oh my gosh. Well, What's Up Dallas Magazine? I took a step back, starting to focus on doing the interviews with the purpose instead of the financial focus right now. Because a lot of people don't know this, but like the first part of November, I was kind of forced to step back and recollect my thoughts about what I was doing with the magazine. So, and I was in a moment of isolation, I would say. Um,
Mm.
Even though I was dealing with my daughter who just had a baby, and I was there for her, taking her to appointments, things like that. My schedule just was completely out of whack. So everything I had scheduled to go to, it just didn't happen.
Mm.
And I kind of felt like God was telling me, the Holy Spirit, I should say, the Holy Spirit was telling me, hey, you need to take a step back. This is me maybe isolating you for what I have for you next. So my goal is to do more movie premiere coverages, also some more community events. There's a lot of fundraisers that are on our What's Up Dallas website where it says like local events here. That one has all the fundraisers that we have going on. I want to make the magazine more available to the public. That's really my biggest goal. So I don't know if you know, but this one just came in. So what's up, Alice Mag? Oh, let me back up a little bit. But this one came in.
Yes.
And what I do is I order about 20 copies that I keep here in the office, and then people can order them whenever they want. So I don't do the printing and the shipping, I just do the publishing and the creating. And
Okay.
my goal is to find someone or somewhere that I can actually put my magazines every single month to reach the community better. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
we definitely gotta do that. Cause I mean, you interview some nice and some talented, gifted artists, all from all neck of the woods, and so I think you really put Dallas on the map, and that really resonates with me with you because you're giving these people opportunities and platforms that they would have never had before.
right.
And they're able to network with other people. All those also you have resources in the back of the magazine that I think is awesome. And
Mhm.
so we do definitely need to get What's Up Dallas to be What's Up Dallas. Like we need
That's
to
right.
get it
Like
out.
what's Dallas? Like you gotta support now. Come on.
Yeah. We definitely gotta get that out there. There's look two projects we gotta work on. We gotta work
Dude,
on getting it out.
looks like it's gonna be a busy 2024. That's what it looks like to me, for sure.
Yes, for
But yeah,
sure.
I am all about that. And that's my main goal with that magazine. As far as my modeling and my acting, so I'm still taking the last parts of my modeling sessions. So John Casablancas, they have us in a school. It's kind of like every Saturday I do a school with them and kind of perfecting my skills as a model and as an actress. So I've learned how to do improv. I've learned how to slate. I've learned how to do a monologue. I have learned how to do a two-way conversation and learn how to cold read. So that's pretty fun.
It
And then
sounds like it.
I learned how to do a runway walk, which I've never done runway walk, but I'm hoping to participate in fashion shows more often. That's really out of my comfort zone because I'm used to modeling, but not walking. Not walking on a stage. My fear is to fall off. That's what I think. So,
Girl, you got this. I felt the same way. I did. Um, I was Miss. Lord have mercy. I was Miss Dallas, Texas plus America in 2012.
uh-huh.
And before I did it, girl, I couldn't walk in nobody's heel. I was like, I am gonna fall. I was like, I get nervous talking in front of people. And little did I know, I literally left there with 6 out of 7 awards. I
Oh,
won
wow.
best dress, best interview, best everything, and won the title. And I was so shocked. I was like, wait, what? What you playing?
You're like, I really
So,
did that. I really did that.
yeah. So girl, put them heels on, strut your stuff. Like the confidence is you and you got it. And you're already beautiful. So you got it, Rachel.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that very much. I'm very humbled by your comments. I My other goal that I have for 2024 is to be a actual speaker for young girls on how to learn their self-worth. So I had an opportunity to talk with the Empower was let me look at the schedule real quick. So I went to a school in Plano the other day, and I know they'll probably get mad at me if I say their name wrong, but it's called the Wolfettes Girl Empowerment Group. And they are a girls group that with Legacy, it's like Legacy Private Academy or something. They actually encourage girls to take this class. And it's not in the school, but I mean it's not of the school, but it's in the school. It's like an after school program. And it teaches girls how to know their self value. It teaches them how to know how to talk to people, how to respect. They teach them how
Mm.
to properly talk in front of people, how to boost their self confidence, because let's be honest, a lot of girls out there are really struggling with self image and a lot of boys too. And society is teaching them that they're not worthy, although they are,
Mm-hmm.
because nobody tells them that they're worthy. So, whenever you start at a young age, especially in school, like middle school and high school, it's so important because middle school, I'll be honest with you, all my school years were terrible for me. I didn't
Yeah.
have no friends. I was bullied from the beginning to the end. So, whenever I see young girls and young boys that are really struggling, I want to help boost their confidence and tell them they're a lot smarter and they're a lot more cherished than society gives to them.
I
And
like that, Rachel.
and it it's like a passion of mine, you know. I just see it because I was one of those kids. Nobody told me my value. So I took it for granted and I ended up in that really bad relationship that, we talked about before because I didn't know my value. I didn't know that that kind of love existed. I didn't know that I needed to love myself first before I could understand how people are supposed to love me.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's another goal for me. And also being a domestic violence, speaker. I want to talk more about it. I think the more I talk about it, the more the message gets out there, the more the testimony gets out there. And maybe some other woman who has gone through will, excuse me, one other woman that will go through that, or a guy too, will hear my story and realize that that's not the kind of love that they deserve. That's not love at all. And
Rachel, that is so good because that is so so needed. I
mhm,
mean, because you gotta think about too, like all the stuff that we see on TV. When you
mhm,
scroll on TikTok, when you scroll on Instagram, you see a lot of young women twerking. You're seeing even adults. I mean, are twerking, showing butt, thinking that the value come from the rear end, not the mindset. I mean, I don't know about you, but I mean, a man with knowledge turns me on. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And it's like having different things that we go and see every day and then go back to teach you that hey, you're valuable, that you really got to be transparent with kids and show them that that's temporary. What we seeing on here is temporary. You know what I'm saying? The knowledge is what holds, and yourself you uphold right. So
yeah.
I feel you on that. I love that for you, Rach. That's what's up.
I just feel like that's where God's leading me, just to be an inspiration to the young generation and also to women that they need to, learn to respect themselves and learn what
Yeah.
real love is. So, oh my gosh, like I just have a lot of stuff like on my brain, like that I want to do. I got those two things. I got them right here. I want to start
I
working
feel
on.
you. I feel
Yeah.
like you. I'm like, oh, idea. Oh, okay. And I'm
Oh
writing it
yeah.
down.
Oh yes. But now we got to do that together. So
Yes.
that's
You
gonna be
know,
something to work on.
yes. There's a group called Pearl Girls Inc.
Uh-huh.
here in
Mhm.
Dallas. When I did pageantry, they were one of the groups that I got to know and did a little work with. But they go off, they're teaching young ladies self-esteem, value of yourself. They're definitely a group I think you would probably like if you reached out to them or and such. I there's a lot of different ideas that I wanna do. One that I hope to do before the end of the year is two of major podcasts. One is going to be called Motherless to Mothers,
Mhm.
Motherhood, Fatherless to Fatherhood, and
Uh-huh.
Motherless to Motherhood.
Uh-huh.
Um, and I want to discuss like that element that we are in before, like right after we find out that we're pregnant. And for
Right.
fathers, I want to have this conversation about the moment they find out that they're going to become a dad. Um,
Oh, right.
because we don't tend to focus on that. We focus on the happiness of having a baby. Oh, we're pregnant and oh, we're about to have a child. But we don't really take for granted, we really take for granted that our life is about to change in
It really
other
is.
ways. You will never walk into a store again and not go to the kids section. By nature, it's gonna happen when you have
Mhm.
kids.
Exactly.
We won't, and it's other things like we won't you have to call. You can't just get up in the middle of the night and go somewhere, go out if you want to go out. Like you have
Mhm.
to change a lot of things changes with parents before becoming parents. And I think that we don't talk more much about that. And I think
Yeah.
it actually rolls in and it leads to depression. It leads to PTSD. It leads to trauma. It leads to divorces
Mhm.
because those people are trying to go back to live their old lives. When you have divorce, a lot of time people go back to the old them. They didn't get to
Yeah.
finish living that life before they thought their life was going to change.
Yeah. And then let's not even talk about your physical body changes.
Girl,
Especially as women.
let's stop there.
Women don't talk about that as much. And I think, since my girls, both of my girls have their own babies now, and then my son, his baby mama, she has our other grandson too. But I was talking to them about their body changes, and they were just like, "Oh my gosh, like your body actually is going to do that?" And I was like, yes,
Yeah.
your body." My husband calls us women the ultimate transformers because our
Mm.
bodies literally transform outward so that the baby can come out and then it has to go back in, into our normal state. And sometimes it doesn't do that, especially during the birthing process. Oh my word. Like,
Okay.
yeah, they don't talk about that much.
They
But,
don't.
yeah, so T Pretty, we don't have a lot time left on our interview right now. So for the viewers out there, can you tell them where to find you on social media?
Sure. All right, y'all. It's your girl T Pretty Smile in the building. Now, definitely tune in on YouTube at Real Raw Let's Talk, or you can go to TikTok Real Raw Let's Talk, IG, go to Facebook. Under all these are going to be under Real Raw Let's Talk. And if you need my personal page, that's T Pretty Smile on IG. You can put in that, or you can put it in on Facebook. DM me, and yeah, let's talk. Let's get some conversations going.
Yes, let's get those guests she's looking for. Let's get the people talking about the fathers to fatherhood and the mothers to motherhood. Okay,
Let's
because she
talk
needs some
about.
guests on her show before 2024. Okay, guys. So
There we go.
please go follow T Pretty Smile. She's doing big things in the DFW as well. And then also, please go like and subscribe to all of our social media at What's Up Dallas Magazine. 'Cause we are all doing some great things. So let's just all support each other. So thank you,
Yes.
everybody, for watching. Thank you, T Pretty Smile, for being on my show today. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Ray. You know it's always fun. We together, girl.
Yeah, it's like this conversation could go on for hours. I'm telling you.
Yes.
But because Zoom is cutting us off, okay, we will talk soon.
We'll talk soon. See you later, Rach.
All right, bye.